are you? Hello. Okay, I can hear myself. It's working. Everything's working now. Oh my gosh. Hashtag replay. If you are watching the replay, say hey when you're hopping on. Let me know you're here. Happy Magic Monday. And today we're going to be doing some energy work, some tarot card pulls, talking about a little bit of the astrology for the week. And we're really going to talk about this topic of applying your awareness and the magic of that. So I'm going to share this video. If you feel called to just share this video with anybody and everyone you think might benefit from being in this space with us, I would gratefully accept that gesture from you all. And let me know in the comments how your full moon was. Let me know in the comments how your Venus going direct was. Let me know how you are today in this moment. I am going to light some smudge. Okay. Here we go, here we go, here we go. We're taking some deep breaths in. We're going with the flow. I really love being at the level of awareness with my spiritual nature as well as my spiritual practice and business, where I understand that I'm human, even though I offer and have these amazing gifts. And there's something to be said about recognizing your humanness and being okay with that and being in love with being human. And I think that comes from this topic I want to speak with you guys today about, which is how to use that magic of applying the awareness you gain from spiritual tools like tarot, astrology, energy work, coaching, all those things, and what really comes to life when you know how to do that work. Say hey when you're hopping on. Let me know you're here. I hope you guys are doing well today. Happy Magic Monday. I love Mondays because I think it's a good time to sit and really just get yourself together for the week, right? In reflection, it's the moon's day. Um so before we start with anything, I'm gonna get the sword out, and sometimes you just gotta put on some rose-colored glasses for a minute. And I do actually want to talk about the power of the rose-colored glasses, because you also have to be very careful with these things. But I have the sword, and I want you to put both feet on the ground if you're sitting. And if you're not able to do that right now, I want you to just set that intention. And we're just taking anything out of your aura that doesn't need to be there right now. And we're giving it to the earth. We're going to cut any cords to any past selves, to any past energy, to anything that does not need to be there. And I want you to take a deep inhale. And I want you to exhale through your mouth. Whatever it is that is on your mind, that's worrying you, that's keeping you up at night, whatever it is in your auric field that is causing imbalance or lack of alignment, we're just going to let it go right now. So the full moon in Libra brought us the balance that we're all looking for. And if it didn't bring the balance, it brought the chaos to show you where you're ready to become balanced. And it's really interesting that Venus also went direct. during this time as well. I am gonna set my computer up so I can see you guys. So, since I've been back, I literally have a whole studio, which is so cool. And my best friend set me up really, really well. Like, I'm so grateful for him. Shout out to James for being amazing and for literally setting up my whole space and giving me that energy. And also, that means I'm learning new things, right? Um, I'm learning how to use this new software that I've never used before. And sometimes it's like, what am I doing? Okay, I figured it out. I clicked the right button, guys. I clicked the right button. So, the rose colored glasses, let's start here since I have them on. I'm sure you guys have seen these, and if you haven't, welcome. Welcome to the rose colored glasses, babe. So, I first learned about rose colored glasses when I started studying the 33 chakra system. And in the eighth chakra, which is our time space continuum chakra right here, it is about an inch and a half above our head. And if you actually put your hand right here, kind of like I'm doing, you'll feel some heat. You'll feel like my hand always moves whenever I come right here. So there's like this little portal like right above our head, and it's called the time space continuum. It's literally called the time chakra, like Thyme. So it's connected to the Akashic records, which is our past lives, which is everything that has ever happened. So if it's happened, it's in the past, right? And then it's connected to the book of life, which is where you put your rose colored glasses on to understand the painful things that have happened to you in life. There is so much to be said about rose colored glasses. When I first learned about the book of life, the way the book of life is explained in these teachings, in the chakra teachings, is that the book of life is where you go in for healing. You go in and you look at the traumas that you faced, you look at the pain that you have dealt with, you look at the abuse that you've endured, you look at life through these rose-colored glasses to understand the meaning of everything. And you guys, literally, I live in Portland, Oregon, and if you know anything about Portland, you know that it rains a lot. So, one of the things that made me start to understand the rose colored glasses more was when I put them on in the rain, it actually made things look brighter than they actually were. And I started to realize, oh, that's the power of the rose colored glasses. We can't fully heal when we're still in our pain and suffering. That's why we have rose colored glasses, but sometimes it feels so good to be delusional, right? Sometimes it feels really good to deny the truth of the matter and to just look at things like, oh, yeah, you know, this happened and this is here because this was supposed to be this thing and ba da ba da ba, and that trash actually looks like treasure now because I'm so grateful that I'm even alive. Whatever, right? Like, it's important to get that perspective, but sometimes, you guys, we gotta take the rose colored glasses off. Like, not everything in life is peachy fucking keen, truly. And I know firsthand that keeping those rose colored glasses on is not the move. Because what happens is your delusions become your realities. And then you start to believe that, well, this trash really was just a treasure. And it can help for some time, but eventually you gotta come back down to reality and realize, like, no, that guy you loved was a narcissist and you didn't deserve that, you know? And I think you use the rose colored glasses to learn how to forgive. Pink is the energy of the heart chakra, which is the energy of forgiveness, right? And when you can find that forgiveness in your heart, not even for others, but for yourself, that's really where you start to ascend your karma, which essentially is what the time space continuum is wanting to happen. Um, and I believe that in order to understand the power of the rose colored glasses, that you have to take them off. I found those glasses when I was deep in my little love addiction, loving someone who couldn't love themselves. And I found those glasses and I was denying the truth of the matter. I was saying that things were okay when things were not okay. And I had to lose those glasses. I lost them, and then the minute I got this person out of my life, I found them again, and it was a sign. It was like, oh, okay. So now I understand the power of these rose colored glasses, and now I can use them with wisdom. So that's my little metaphor for us. Let's talk about applying the awareness you gain. Let's talk about that for a second. How to apply the awareness that you gain from letting yourself truly understand yourself. So, one of the things that we do is we use tools like tarot, astrology, energy work, chakras, all the things, right? We use these tools, these beautiful, beautiful tools, to learn more about ourselves and to learn more about life and to learn more about our interconnectedness. But how do we really take that knowledge and begin to apply it so that we are not just here pulling cards and going about the same patterns? So one of the first things you have to do is you have to increase your observance. When a healer or someone makes you aware of something in you, say you got a reading with me and you became aware of a pattern, a toxic love cycle pattern. And it's not like you didn't know about it before, because you've been made aware of it before in many other times and in many other spaces in many other ways. But you become aware of it again, and the way I'm explaining it, or the way this person's explaining it to you, or whatever, is really starting to hit and make sense. And then you go and you're going through life, you have all these notes, you have all these questions, but you have this awareness, right? And maybe that person, maybe me, maybe I didn't give you a way to actually apply that. So, once you gain the awareness of yourself through self-discovery, through the tools of tarot and astrology and all the things, you have to start tracking that pattern that you became aware of. And you track that pattern by becoming observant. You have to become observant. You have to learn how to observe yourself in the moment to really understand the path that you are walking and the choices you are making and the behavior that you are playing out. You have to become aware of that, and then you have to start tracking it through observance, through being very observant of yourself, like your own little test study. You're observing yourself. You are starting to become aware, oh, I pull that card a lot. Or you start to become aware, like, okay, this is why I'm attracted to people who are always the underdog, because I have Venus in Pisces. It's not just like this cute little tool. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm really trying to use these tools as a way to heal my psyche. Give me some hearts if that's why you're inclined. And maybe some of you are inclined for witchcraft, manifestation, blah 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 blah. But for me, tarot and astrology and energy work and chakra work and all these things are tools for me to discover things about myself and apply them in a way that lets me change who I actually am. And through that, I manifest. And through that, I become something powerful. And through that, I get the things I desire in life. Does that make sense? Put in the comments if that makes sense. We're going to pull a card for the week for us. So, applying that awareness, my friends, is key. You apply it through tracking your patterns. Go back to the notes. Go back to the notes, my friends and family. Go back to the notes that you take when you're in a session with me, when you're in a session with someone else, and look at what was said. For years, okay, here we go. I'm going to break this down because literally astrology is literally tracking cycles. So when you become aware of the cycles going on in you, now you have to track those cycles. Does that make sense? And tarot is very connected to astrology. Energy work, chakra, literally means energy wheel, right? And energy work is very rooted in tracking cycles. That's how you apply awareness. You don't just have this moment of clarity and bada bada ba. You have to become aware of. It's not even it is awareness, but you have to actually let yourself track the cycle. Okay. And especially for people with wombs, and men have periods too. Everybody has a period. We're all on cycles. But the womb cycle and the bleeding cycle, tracking your cycles is really important. And that is what application of awareness is you tracking that cycle and then interrupting the pattern. You interrupt the pattern. I've said it 8 times. But I know you guys are going to get it. But we're going to move on. Let me know if you have any questions about that. I would love to have a discussion on this. Because I'm discovering this type of language around this topic with you all right now. And it feels really good to talk about it and share about it in that way. So, if you are here, we're going to do a reading for the week. Isn't this such a pretty deck? Janet, you're so sweet. Yeah. I came back with a vengeance. I came back with just mass clarity on the fact that it's 2025 and social media has changed. So it's time for me to get with the times. And I think that's pretty valid. So we are going to shuffle these beautiful cards. Let me know how that full moon was for you. This deck is so pretty. Let me know how you're feeling now that Venus has gone direct, right? We're tracking the cycles. We're tracking how we feel. We track the cycles of how we feel to make an aware choice. I don't know about y'all, but when I really started looking at my astrology and when I started listening to astrologers tell me, okay, this is what's going on, this is what's happening in the sky right now, it was like, oh my god, now I understand why I feel the way I feel. Alright. God, angels, universe, all that is holy, all that is sacred, all that is divine and benevolent and pure and here for us to align and apply our awareness and create that magic. I'm asking, what is the message for the collective this week? For everybody watching, what is the message? We got 1 card. We got 2 cards. We got 3 cards. 3 cards. Any other cards want to come out? Alright. And don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Okay, the messages for the week. We have the Page of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, and Temperance. Okay, so there is a portal opening. The efforts you have been taking towards your business, towards your goals, towards your life are coming into material fruition. You are gaining material this week. And you are opening that portal of abundance through the actions and efforts that are here. This is very Aries energy right here. Page of Wands is very adventurous, action oriented. There's a youthful energy here. I feel like these two cards together are the Page of Wands is giving you the energy to reap what you have sown, and is giving you the energy to receive for the work that you have done. And we have Temperance here. We have Temperance here, which actually came out reverse. I'm still on the fence about reverses. I believe that sometimes reverses are really... those were 2 extra cards, so that's why I just pulled other cards. This deck came with 2 blank cards. Isn't that interesting? Someone was asking why they're blank. I was like, oops, those weren't supposed to be in the deck. So I just pulled two extra cards. I think they're just placeholder cards. So Temperance came out reversed, and I'm saying, like, I'm still on the fence about reverses. I think that there is magic to understanding a reverse meaning of a card, and I think that sometimes I feel into the energy and I'm like, well, we can flip the energy. And I also do believe that you can manipulate readings. For sure. We've all done it where we were like, wait, I just want this outcome, and we'll like make the cards say what we want them to say. Give me some hearts if you've done that before. But I do think there's something to be said about using intuition, and I think that we are being given an opportunity to see where things are out of balance with the reversed Temperance coming up. Specifically around giving and receiving and energy, like the actual energy to take action. Like, are your actions gaining benefit and creating balance? Are your actions gaining benefit and creating balance? But I do feel that there is an opportunity for us to come into harmony with the universe and with ourselves and with our partners and our people and everything around us by choosing to take action to get the fruits of your labor. Like, take that action, set up that bank account, go to that networking event, post that post, like take action. Don't hold back in your perfectionism. And I think that this reverse meaning here is like, you're not doing that. You're not balancing these two. You're feeling drained. You're feeling tired. But, like I said, you have that choice. You do have that choice. Can we get clarity around the Temperance card for the week, please? Okay, we have the Ace of Cups. And we have the Page of Cups. So lots of emotional energy right now. Lots of another abundance card. I would always say that the Ace of Cups is an abundance card for sure. This is about a spiritual cleansing And this is about understanding that when you overflow within, overflow happens. And then the Page of Cups right here, this is about romance. It's like, get your money right, get your relationships right, get into alignment with like the new actions you need to take. Trust your heart, trust yourself. There's new beginning, there's new emotional beginnings on the way. Yes, yes, Brittany. Brittany's saying it's been hard to take action. Perhaps that is perfectionism. Yes, and I would say that this temperance reverse is like what is out of balance in your life that's causing you to not take action, to not trust, to not be in love with yourself, with life, with other people, with what you're here to do. Like, where are you missing? Like where are the fruits of your labor not reflecting like your true feelings? I would say too. Like, I'm even seeing like someone receive something and then just not feel anything about it. Let me know if that makes sense. Hi, Kayla. Let me know if that makes sense. Yes. What can we do to clear perfectionism this week? Okay, the Empress. We can nurture. We need to nurture ourselves. We need to accept the luxuries that we do have. And we need to, this to me is like studying. The Hierophant is like study. It came out reversed, so I want to say like rebel against institutions. Like release the idea that you have to fit in. I was talking to my therapist about this because I have been an influencer, spiritual life coach for 10 years. Last month, it was my 10th year since I started my business. And I took a break because I had to really apply the work that I preach to my own life. My kid's dad and I broke up. I'm sure you guys remember. He left me for my friend. Um, I got with I got with an addict for 18 months, and then I was just in this cycle of escapism. But when I really started applying my work and using the magic of application of my awareness of myself, that's when I started to to come back. Before that, I went and got a job. I started doing massage again. I was like working for Girl Scouts, which was honestly really horrible. I had my rose-colored glasses on though, so I was making it juicy. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is great," and it was not great at all. That's why sometimes we got to take these off. And essentially, I a situation happened where I was like pushed. Like the universe was like, "Girl, go do what you're here to do." So, anyways, I resigned from Girl Scouts last or 2 weeks ago, whatever. And I was like, okay, this is done. I'm too much of an entrepreneur. I'm too much of a solo person. I love this work. All I did that whole time anyway was talk about astrology and tarot and chakras because it's just who I am, and I love getting to be able to be who I really am. I'm not somebody that can go into a corporate reality and put a mask on. I can only do it for so long. The way my neurodivergence works is I am just so purely authentic that at a certain point I can no longer fake anything. I can't keep the mask on for too long. I'm here to help people take masks off, and I I don't live my life that way. I'm a very authentic person. You guys know this, especially for those of you who've been watching me for years and years and years and years and years. I can't fake shit. And so coming back to this, I realized that like, because this is who I really am, and because the times have changed, and because everybody is on the internet, like, the internet is so much more competitive than it was 10 years ago, right? And I'm not saying that there's like lack or there's not enough or whatever. It's just that we live in a capitalistic world. This is how life works, and you have to show up in a way that is captivating and engaging and serves at the same time, right? Because you're not, when you run your own business, you're not just your service, you're also a CEO. You're also an entrepreneur. You become an entrepreneur by running your own business. You get good at sales, you start to understand market trends, bada 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 ba, right? And I was having this conversation with my therapist about being neurodivergent and being an entrepreneur, and she was saying, I think a lot of neurodivergent people run their own businesses because this system that we live in was not built for people like you and I. It was not built for people that don't think in a typical way. And that's okay, you know? So keep on your journey, keep showing up for yourself. I would say, especially with Libra, sometimes Libra likes to blame other people for their problems. So it's really important to take super accountability at this time and really recognize that balance between when it's you or when it's something outside of you. So let's do some energy work. Okay, we're going to use the sword here. We're going to do, I'm going to put the bowl here too. Okay. Oh, it's in there. Perfect. I've been working on my throat chakra lately. If you're here, this is for you. And just letting that bring you fully into your body. We're going to clear anything that is in your way right now in finding that balance. We're going to start by sending a golden light down the spine and into the earth. And we're going to open each chakra from top to bottom. I mean, bottom to top, my bad. I was thinking bottom to top and then I said top to bottom. So we're going to start at the tip of the tailbone. Bringing that awareness there. Applying that awareness that you have of your body. Letting yourself fully feel an opening as the gold light travels from the tip of your tailbone up through your root, your sacral, your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, your third eye, your crown, up through all your out of body chakras, 8 through 33. Soy shigme kini korotwe se shikinike te kinikoi se shikinite. Feeling that interconnectedness between your body, your soul, and your God body. And we're just going to allow the selenite to cleanse each of these chakras. And we're asking for the nervous system to fully regulate. Just remember your connectedness. And remember your ability to come back into the moment at every moment. And I want you to feel this Reiki. Sending it up, 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 up. Sending it down, 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 down. And may you align this week with your goals, with your aspirations, with your desires, with your dreams. Taking a deep inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. I want you to just think about for a second what you want to see happen this week, what you need to happen this week, what you want to happen this week. Bring it to the forefront of your mind. To feel what it feels like in your nervous system to achieve that this week. What does it feel like? What does regulation at that level feel like? Taking those feelings, bringing them down into the earth, grounding them in. Letting yourself slowly finally come back into this space. Let me know in the comments how that was. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow as well for Tarot Tuesday. We're going to do some in-depth tarot readings. Be sure to show up. I'll pull you a card. And I love you guys. And hit me up for a session. I have spots open for this month for $222 for 90 minutes, where we do astrology, tarot, chakra work, coaching, and positive psychology to help you apply that awareness, to help you become aware, and to come up with a plan on how to apply that awareness to change your life and manifest your dreams. I love you.